Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing this evening on this
I'm
wonderful Saturday?
I am doing great. How are you guys?
I'm great too. I'm great too. How y'all doing?
Man, not too bad, yo, not too bad. Got a nice impromptu live going on. We actually had it, planned and everything like that, but I dropped the ball on it. Your man was tired because I worked this morning, so I couldn't get it out there as fast as I wanted to. But we live, we here. Um, we definitely got some interesting topics for you guys and gals. Um, out of the topics that we got, what is the one that will probably stand out to you guys the most? Who wants to go first?
I
Don't be
mean,
shy now. Don't be shy.
we could just start with the yay. Let's start right up out the gate with that. What's
Okay,
up? No?
that makes sense.
Yeah. We're gonna start with the Kanye. We're gonna definitely start with the Kanye. Just giving a few minutes for everybody to pop into the live and everything like that. Get
Hmm.
situated. Plus, I gotta send out the links so people know that we live. That's the thing that sucks about not planning them ahead of time. But yeah, man, I'm excited about talking about this Kanye thing, and I really want to get you guys' opinion on this. So, without further ado, let's play this video that Ye dropped about the Illuminatis and how they can't control him. So let's check it out.
They can't control you. They can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize
They
you.
can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce,
But not you, man.
but they can't control me. You
No,
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect to nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian too.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is King. God loved me.
That's more important thing in life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is gonna be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puppies, y'all Lil Boozy, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
That's your man, Ye. All right. So, with that being said, clearly Ye is standing firm on his beliefs and everything like that, which I do appreciate. Hey, if you believe something, stand firm on it. My question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is should the black community have done more to support Kanye and his plight? Who want to go first?
Go ahead, you
Um,
need to take it first.
I, I, I would want to say yes, but no, because he was Kanye's a lone wolf. He's by himself, and I don't think the black community like what he's saying. Like we want everything comfortable. We don't want to rattle any cages. The black community, he knew. He know how we do. We don't ride for each other. We don't do that. And he knew he wasn't gonna get that support. He knew when he put white lives matter, he lost a lot of black people. So I don't think they I don't think I don't know. I can't say we should have, but I feel we should have never been at the point where we're not like solid, where we're like talking to Kanye. Kanye, you can't be wilding out like that. Like we should have been at a point where we're not here. And I feel like it's too late. No, I'm not gonna jeopardize my family for a group that I know once people get louder, they're gonna stop talking. They're not gonna ride with each other. I can't put my family in jeopardy, and I don't expect nobody else. Sorry.
We got Tiffany in the building. What's going on, Tiffany? See, here's where I stand with the matter. I feel like us blacks, we should have stood behind them, even though certain things you didn't agree with them. I feel that's the problem that we have in the black community. We still should have stood behind them. Now, there were people that reached out to him, like the Diddy's and stuff like that, that reached out to him, and it became back and forth banter. But I look at it as let's look at the Republican Party, right? No matter what, they band together. They stick together. You rarely hear Republicans bad mouthing each other. They may say like, "Yo, I don't agree with X, Y, with this person," and they leave it at that. And I think that's what we need in our community, is to back each other up. Because
You're saying even when we're wrong.
even when we're wrong, well, aside from him, like them saying like, aside from the anti-Semitic stuff when he said, "I'm gonna go DEFCON 3 on Jews" and stuff like that, what did he say that was so wrong? He said what goes on in the black community that a lot of us talk about. The all white matter shirt. Again, I keep saying this guy has half white kids. So if he has half white kids, why would he not be white lives matter? You get what I'm saying? So it's like everything he did, it's a reason behind it. So just because you don't agree with it, whatever, like, yo, he didn't. The way I see it, the way that he said, a lot of people say it when you speak every day. But now that like it's kind of like they just jumped on the bandwagon to like, talk down on him or talk bad about Ye or for whatever the case may be. But I didn't see a lot that he said was wrong.
Yeah,
like, what did he? Go ahead.
Yeah, but where he's wrong is it offended some people. And I'm not saying I think it's wrong. It's just if it's wrong, right? You're saying should we still defend him or not? I'm not saying if we think it's wrong. If it's said what he's saying is wrong, right? Should we still like you know what? Even if they're hurt, it doesn't matter. We still riding with him. Like, should we do that?
Here's the thing. Even if what you're saying is right, you're still gonna get some people that are offended. Because when people seem to face that reflection in the mirror, they gotta actually take a look in themselves. You're gonna feel offended. So no matter what he would have said, like, here's the thing. If he would have been like, "Oh yeah, all black people are, good, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 we have no issues in our communities, whatever," you're gonna turn around and find people like, "Yo, that's a lie. I go outside and I got to duck for stray bullets. I got cats hustling on the corner around." You get what I'm saying? So it's like, what would he have said that wouldn't have offend somebody? The way it seems, it's like, yo, just shut up, don't say nothing, and the problems will fix itself. No, the problems won't fix themselves. You got to put that mirror in front of people's faces so that they can see, yo, this is what it is.
I mean, I agree, but I noticed from personal experience, when you force that mirror in front of somebody's face, they will do whatever they can to not look at that reflection. I know, and I do that. I force people in them situations. It doesn't work till later on where they're like, "Oh, I realized you were." So yes, it's good for the later, but I don't. It's terrible in the now, because let's say he said the black community, everything is good, right? Should we still defend him if he has said that? Like, should we have backed him up if he has said that or no?
Yeah, I believe we should have backed them up. Believe we should have backed them up. But what I'm
If he
saying
said the
is,
black community is perfect and there's no errors in it and we're just like thriving, if he said that, we should still back him up.
here's the thing: you can disagree, but the point to not have a open discussion about it and just like ban or discount them or whatever, so to speak, or look to cancel. That's where I have the problem. You get what I'm saying? Because you're always gonna have disagreements, no matter what. Like once the canceling of like Adidas drop them this that and the third blah blah blah, I felt like we should have we should have backed them up. And shout out to Vic in the building. Me and Vic was having this conversation on this matter too, and it's like you had fans that set up a GoFundMe for Kanye West, right, to go back to being a billionaire. And I believe it might have been like I don't believe it was black people that started it. I believe it was people of other ethnicities that has started this GoFundMe for him. I strongly feel that that's something that we should have did, because we always talk about how people in power, they be buck dancing for the man instead of speaking on these important topics. Well, if they feel that us as a community, we're not gonna back them and they're gonna lose dollars, then why would they make do a fighting cause? I understand they should do what's right. But at the end of the day, they're like, I got my family to feed, I got kids to feed, the whole nine, whatever the case may be. So if we're not willing to back them, why would they go out on the limb you get what I'm saying? To fight for us and all of that good stuff.
But
If
you're saying
anything, was you saying?
well, Walls, you're saying we should expect black people to help in that situation, right? Like for instance, Kyrie Irving. Let's say I love basketball.
Well, we're gonna jump into Kyrie Irving
Okay, then
next. Yeah. But all I'm saying is, if let's just say for the sake of argument, Kanye, when he lost all his deals, right?
okay.
And now anything that Ye takes part in, black people was just buying in droves or whatever. That's gonna show these celebrities, if I do speak up on behalf of for a plight of us, I know I'm still gonna be taken care of.
I agree with that.
I don't have to buck down because there's other political parties involved that basically pays me. You get what I'm saying? So that's a disservice on us. So
But you also have to think about it this way.
Uh-huh.
too. You as a person support whoever you feel represents you. So yes, do I feel like the black community can pick and choose? Of course, you can pick and choose whoever you want to back. But if you're not going to just blindly have my vote. Like you can't just blindly go, you know what? He's a black artist, he's a black businessman, and I'm gonna support him. No, I'm gonna pay attention to what you're saying as well. And if your message is not something that lines up with me, then that means you have to take the fact that not everybody's going to pay attention to you. Not everybody's going to go out and buy your product. Not everybody's going to, buy your clothing or listen to what you are doing at the time. Or, think about it. At one point, he ran for president. That's not a guaranteed vote if these are your messages. And the reason it's not a guaranteed vote is because guess what? I have to look at everything that you put out there as a whole. I got to see, hey, every tweet, every conversation that you have, I have to hold you to that standard because you're out there telling me what how you feel about certain things, and I have to deal with that. So when you have a message and your message doesn't agree with some of the masses, then you have to deal with the consequences of losing the
Yes.
masses. So no, it's not always on the strength of, hey, I have to back you. I'm not blindly backing you just because of that.
Because you're black, you're saying?
Correct. Not just
I
because I'm
agree.
black. It has to be a reason for me to back you. Do I back your message? Do I back the clothing that you're selling? Do
I
I
agree with
back the
that.
sneakers with it has to be something that think about it. Anybody that has a product out there, it's on business need. It's, do you gravitate to the customer and are they going to want to spend what you're selling? The other flip side is too is it's your message. When people go to Twitter and YouTube and all of these things, I have to pay attention to what you're saying. If I choose not to listen to your message, then guess what? You lost me as a consumer.
Here's my thing. All I'm saying is everybody say if you want to be successful, do what other ethnicities do. And what I see, like the Republican Party, they stand firm together, even if they don't agree with the other. They say, "Yeah, I don't agree," but they don't kick dirt on their back or anything like that.
I
They
see the
keep it
Democrats
pushing.
do the same thing.
Huh?
I see
No.
the Democrats do the same thing, and I have a problem with that. Where your party is talking something wrong, whether it's Republican or Democrat, and you're just like backing it up, opposed to wait, that sounds stupid. And I see both groups don't do that. They just we're going to support just Democrat, Democrat, Republican, Republican. Did you hear what that dummy said? And you're still backing it up. So for me, it's like don't just band together, even if they're saying something dumb. That's how like the Nazis went and Auschwitz just started going crazy. It's everybody just start going for the same message. Like, how does that work?
I'm not saying that from the Republicans I listen to. When somebody says something far fetched, whatever, they'll be like, "Yo, I don't stand with XYZ," but at the end of the day, we got a bigger fish to fry, so to speak, or whatever. That's what you know. That's the Republicans that I come across or whatever. Let me take out this bot right here. Block user. All right, because we had a bot that came in there. All right. Look, the way it stands, we agree to disagree. Well, let me go through some of the comments. Okay. So you had Tiffany that said, "I think he is entitled to say whatever he is going to say. That's the whole thing of freedom of speech. But there is something that you need to learn to keep to yourself." I agree. Vic, I guess you could answer. Let me know if the audio is still messy. Vic said the NBA commissioner and Brooklyn owner are backing off Kyrie. They both said he is not anti-Semitic. Agree. That means that, hey, the message that he did put on Twitter, the post, it's starting to reach people and it's making people look into it. Which, what I will say is, we're going to be doing a video real soon breaking down that video documentary. So stay tuned for that video, for that breakdown of that video. Tiffany said, also, that is a problem we have today. Black people don't know how to band together, but let someone die. We all ready to show up, and that is crazy. Where's the support? That's true. But with that being said, I'll take some unity than no unity. You feel me? Like, unfortunately, that's what you got to do.
You said
Victor,
some unity instead of no unity.
yeah,
I can't do that.
you can't do that. Why is that?
That's when a Trojan horse enters your house, and then you're getting stabbed in your back by Julius Caesar or whatever the story is. Like, if you're trying to trust, I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. I could.
No, what I'm saying is, when something happens and people are all in agreement that something is egregious,
Okay.
and you looking to see, hey, let me see what's going on. You do the research yourself, because that's the main thing I want to point out.
I agree.
People, you can't get on the get along gang and just, hey, this is what I heard online. No, like, do people realize that? And Vic pointed this out to me. Like I said, me and Vic be having some good conversations via phone. Do people not realize that Tommy Hilfiger never said that he didn't want black people wearing his clothes? Like, there was, for the longest time, there was a rumor that said he came on Oprah's show and Oprah kicked him off, yada yada, this, that, and the third. And he never said that. And when Vic presented that to me, because I was like, I said that to Vic, and he was like, yo, he never said that. I could have sworn I heard, like, I saw a show on Oprah where Tommy Hilfiger came on and, she asked him the questions. He said yes, and she kicked him off. It never happened. But everybody
And I'll verify myself.
Yeah, see, everybody thought that, but he never said that. The way he started his closing line was he started the clothing line. The way it blew up, he saw a brand Nubian, one of the brand Nubian Grand Puba in the airport wearing Tommy Hilfiger clothes. So he was like, oh, he liked my clothes. So he started giving trunk like he started giving rappers trunk loads of clothes for them to support, support and put his clothes out there. That's how Tommy Hilfiger got so big. And I don't know who spread the rumor. Somebody said it was Ralph Lauren. I don't know. They put the rumor out there, and that damaged, his pockets, and it tarnished the Hilfiger name. So just definitely do a thorough research on that. Victor said, yeah, but don't diss your people in public. Do like other groups. Correct the brother behind the scenes. I agree with that 100%. That is an excellent point. And Vic said they took the Hebrews to Negro was taken down from Amazon. Let me look this up real
already
quick.
on it.
Because if they took it down, I want my $50 back.
No, it still pops up. It's still there.
I bet, because I paid for the documentary.
Purchased
and that
it,
junk is fit. Huh?
You purchased it. That's different.
Yeah, I purchased it. Yeah, so it's there. So I'm definitely gonna be doing a review on that. All right. Oh, and just to show that people are backing your man Kyrie, I say Kyrie, your man Ye. This is the last thing I'm gonna show on it. But yeah. If it plays.
Yeah, this is what we got to do to all them Nikes, y'all. And them Adidas. It ain't about what you wear. It's about who wear it. How y'all gonna denounce that man because he a Jew? Nigga, we all Jews. What y'all talking about? We all Jews. Y'all gotta throw it away, man. Burn it. 'Cause I don't get no damn about it.
So yeah, he does have a lot of people backing him. All right. So now we're gonna jump to Kyrie Irving. Now the question for Kyrie Irving is, did the players and commentators do him a disservice by not backing him? Because after he dropped this tweet and everything like that, you heard a lot of people come out. Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith, a lot of people came out and basically attacked this man. Now, the thing that blew my mind about their commentary was all of them said, I didn't watch the documentary. They basically went with the get along gang. You get what I'm saying? Because the minute I said it, I was like, yo, I took to Amazon. I was like, let me see what this is about. I looked at the price. I was like, dang, $50. So I rented it, which was like $11. Rented it, watched it. I was like, oh, okay. Then that's when I wind up purchasing it or whatever. But a lot of people that gave their 2 cents in never even watched it. So are people doing a disservice? Because I could understand they would have been like, yo, I never seen it to verify if it's, anti-Semitic, whatever the case may be. They just threw him under the bus. And now it got to the point where they got Kyrie Irving what they call bucking in the during the slave days or whatever, where to pretty much make an example out of you, they put the 2 things on your ankles and break your ankle, so to speak. That was a term that they used to straighten a person out, a slave or who was acting out of line or whatever. Do I have the clip? Yeah. This clip will break it down, will explain it a lot better because Nick Cannon came out to defend him.
I can wholeheartedly say I know Kyrie Irving is not anti-Semitic.
When given the chance to say, are you anti-Semitic or not, he didn't say, no, I'm not anti-Semitic. At the press conference, Tell us about that movie, why he did it. He said, stop dehumanizing me. And the movie is saying white Jews invented the Holocaust and 6 million Jews didn't get killed. Okay, I know that isn't right, because there's a gigantic historical record. Jewish people know when you dehumanize us this way, we know what's around the corner.
So in that same statement as those are the tropes that dehumanize Jewish people, the same buck breaking.
What's that? I don't really know what that means, to be perfectly honest.
The slave masters would bring the buck, the one that gets out of line. So all the other slaves would see lash after lash, showed them the power to set an example. This is what you must do to fall in line. So when we see the 6 things that Kyrie must do to get his job back,
right,
that's dehumanizing.
All right, so I stand corrected. That bucking wasn't doing the whatchamacallit. It was basically dehumanizing the person in the worst way or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much what Kyrie is going through. And a lot of the same people who, wasn't defending him are now defending him, saying, oh, that's too much, blase blah, because they put all these steps that Kyrie Irving have to do to get back into playing or whatever. So I ask you guys, do y'all feel that it was a disservice that, they turned on, that they pretty much did not back them up?
Okay, so yeah, on that one, I feel like if you didn't take the time to do the research on it, then yes, you're wrong for making a comment, because you don't know what the movie was about. You don't know, it's not like he put anything else other than, hey, the research out there. So it'd have been different if he's like, hey, I support this movie. Y'all need to go watch this, and this is why. Like, he never said any of that. The tweet was basic.
And I just want to add a correction, because I know, June, you saw it too. I do not believe, when I watched it, I do not believe in the documentary they said that the Holocaust didn't happen. What I believe they did was question the amount of deaths in the Holocaust.
But
I don't believe that they said the Holocaust did not happen. I believe they questioned the amount of people that died in the Holocaust. But the way he said it, he basically said they lied about the Holocaust, that it didn't happen. I'm just saying I didn't perceive it that way. So what's your take on that? And from there, you can continue, Erica.
Who, me?
No, June, I'm asking you. What did
My perception was that's what he said. There was a part where
it said the 5 things that it said the 5 things that basically they said the Jewish people fooled people into believing or something like that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's left up to interpretation, because you were understanding that it's not that many people that died, but I was allowed to understand that did not happen. The Holocaust. When I seen it, that's what I thought he was saying was the Holocaust is a hoax, like they were saying about Sandy Hook and stuff. That's what I thought I was watching.
See, the reason why I took it as the number is because it would have just said the Holocaust. It would have said the 5 things Jews basically got people believing. It would have just said the Holocaust. But it said 6 million died in the Holocaust. You don't add a number in there to say, the 6. If it was just the Holocaust was not real, I believe it would have just said the Holocaust. But it put the number in there for a specific reason. That's how I perceived it.
But if you're right, because you may be, that's still insensitive, because that didn't go into it.
Got you. Go ahead, Erica. How did you perceive it, and then continue on?
Okay, so I perceived it the same. I felt that the numbers may have been fudged, which is probably why they, said that. Because think about it, there was no real accurate record for you to prove one way or the other. So I think that maybe the interpretation was, hey, check the numbers, or there were no clear cut, numbers per se. Mm-hmm. But just in general, I feel like people shouldn't talk about or commentate things without having all the facts. And I think that's where the players and the commentators got me. It's like, hey, how are you trying to throw him under the bus, but you don't even really know what happened? And then it's like, too, the way that the commentators, think about the reporters, they just kept asking the same questions or asking, similar questions. And it's like, at what point is somebody going to defer from these questions? Like, if you don't know what's going on and you're just hearsaying about it, then that's when the message gets lost. That's when everything just takes on its own head, and then it goes from one extreme to the other. Do I think people thought this would have blew up the way that it did? No, I don't. But I also feel like, people weren't trying to support him one way or the other either. It's like, yo, he's back in while he's down. But then it's like, oh, wait, now I got to retract, because maybe if people aren't really feeling the same way about it, then maybe then maybe I could stand behind him again. And I feel like that's wrong too.
Wait, okay, you go, Walls.
Yeah, the thing that I stand firm is, like you said, Erica, the fact that these people did not see the documentary, I felt they did a disservice. And here's the thing: none of these people stop and ask, like, okay, what's so anti-Semitic about it? Because the one gentleman who was talking to Nick Cannon, he did present reasons why it was anti-Semitic. But prior to that, whenever you heard somebody like mention it, it was like, hey, do you know you're promoting something that's anti-Semitic? And it came off to me, I think theme was anti-Semitic, but nobody was saying why. You get what I'm saying? So it was just anti-Semitic. And as much as he was explaining himself, they kept just saying, okay, but do you realize it's anti-Semitic? So I'm like, okay, but nobody is saying to this man, why is it anti-Semitic? They just keep saying anti-Semitic. So that's something that I would have looked into before I actually spoke about the situation. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would have done my research first. That's how it is, like with YouTube, whatever. The minute you spit out misinformation and you don't say my bad and correct yourself, like the whole bucking thing or whatever, people feel some type of way. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's why a lot of these celebrities are getting backlash. So I think they did a disservice to Kyrie. Black Sheepdog is in the building. Go ahead, June. The floor is yours.
Erica said they didn't expect it to blow up, but that was the issue. The side that felt like he was being anti-Semitic, they felt like he had such a reach. His platform was so huge, where it's like you got to be careful with certain things you say, because there are some extremists that may hear it and take it another way. That was the issue, was you're reaching too many people, and it's with ignorance. And with anti-Semitic Walls, when you're saying anti-Semitic, you got to understand it. Let's say if it was black people, right? Let's say in the video, a black person watched it and felt like it was saying slavery didn't happen, right? If a white person say, nah, but they're saying the numbers may be skewed, right? That's probably what they're saying. If that black person say, I feel like they're saying slavery doesn't exist, and this is like, why should we be going back and forth with someone who's saying, I feel this way? A feeling is real. A feeling isn't something you just create. It's what you feel. So if they're saying, I feel a certain way about it, how can anybody who's not Jew, or whatever the proper way to say it, Jewish, whatever it is, how can anybody that's not them say, oh, you shouldn't feel the type of way? How can anybody do that?
You know why? You know why?
Why?
You know why? Because when you have an opinion on something and you shut it down with labels without even having a discussion, you're opening up where people's not going to care about your plight. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, okay, be like, yo, everything, when it comes to the LGBTQ community, any little thing you say or do, it's, oh, you're homophobe. People might be mad because it's like, no, I'm not homophobe, because they're not seeing what you're seeing. So when you just shut it down with labels, that's a problem. If the scenario you ran towards me, if somebody said to me about, if somebody would have said to me, hey, slavery, the numbers are skewed, this, that, and third, numbers may be skewed, but I'm gonna break it down to you why this is offensive, because I'm gonna be like, yo, that's it. And he's like, okay, why is it offensive? It's offensive because of X, Y, Z. I present to you the information why it's offensive, educational or
why do I have
Huh?
Why would I have to do that? Why do you need a reason why I'm hurt? Like
Why?
why?
Because that starts vitriol. That starts vitriol and hatred.
Yes, but I can control you. Like just like they controlling Kyrie, they can do that. So I don't need to explain to you. If I said this make me feel a certain way, and you're not listening to what I'm saying, I can control you. They can control him. So they have
check this out. But here's the thing. What happens when you lose that control? When you lose that control, the blowback is gonna be 10 times more. So
when they lose that control,
huh?
They're not gonna lose that control.
What do you mean, yo?
We're not going to get together and say we're going to ban the NBA. We're not going to do that. There's going to be people still watching it, still gambling, still doing fantasy basketball.
Yo,
we're not going to ban together.
June, why do you think riots and stuff happen? These are people that they had enough. Enough is enough. It's like a volcano waiting to erupt. So you may not see it now, but eventually, an explosion is going to happen. So that's why I'm like, yo, what is wrong with having dialect? That's what I'm saying. Like, what is so wrong about having a conversation about stuff?
No, it's not wrong. I actually think it leads to healing and improvement. But if I'm saying I'm hurt and I'm saying I didn't like what you said and I can control your funds and you hurt me, there's nothing you can really tell me. You're the one that went out of pocket and hurt me, whether you knew it or not. Yeah, talking would help. They should have talked. But Kyrie was the one that, you know what, I can't be anti-Semitic. Why not just say, listen, I didn't even understand what y'all saying. That was a mistake. That's not what I meant. I just liked the film. I thought it empowered my brothers and boom, boom, boom. He did what I would have done. I'm going to stick to my grounds. I'm going to say like what I thought. He did. Come on. He's from what, Jersey? That's how we act sometimes. It's like we're going to put our foot down and it is what it is.
Correct. But you also got to deal with the blowback.
Yes, you got to pay. But I feel him for what he did. But you're going to have to come out your pocket. You're going to have to.
I understand. I'm not saying that you have to pay. All I'm saying is when people just try and stop a conversation with labels, that is a problem. That, put it like this, the fact that you stop it with a label, and this is like the media, people who are regular Joe Schmoes that are seeing this, they can wind up disliking Jews just on the strength of what the media is doing.
Yes.
So a person who actually is like, nah, Kyrie wasn't anti-Semitic, that is actually Jew, you can have people now hating him or her because of what the media is doing. They're just shutting down people who want to have a dialect. You get what I'm saying? So just like on one end, you're saying Kyrie can lose pockets. On the other end, there's blowback too of innocent people.
Yeah, but at a small scale.
I can turn it to small scale for the people who it's only the top 10%. It's only like 10% of the top earners in the world. The rest are bottom feeders. So when you look at the numbers, we're the bigger numbers.
Yes, but we don't stick together.
We don't stick together. But what the bottom line is, something can actually break and make people band together. Why do you think January 6th happened? Why do you think January 6th happened? They had enough.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, stopping conversations through labels is just through labeling something is a bad idea, man.
Yeah, it is.
Bad idea.
But January 6th, what did it really get? Like, what really happened besides all the charges that they're pinning on people?
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Nothing.
It got nothing, but it put them on notice. Like, yo, these
Don't
people
play
ain't playing. And check this out. And you know what it tells next time if this was to happen? We need bigger numbers. And you literally got people who are like, yo, I see what their cause was. If they do this again, yo, and I'm not inciting this, but I'm just saying you got some crazy people who are thinking like that, like, yo, we need more strength in numbers, so to speak. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, yo, gotta be careful with these things, man. All right. Anything y'all want to top it off with before we move to the next topic? Okay. And I'll read some comments or whatever. All right, so Tiffany said, I don't think Kyrie Irving did anything wrong. The tweet was based out of a photo and people just ran with it. They did, but I will say this. The fact that the documentary does have some stuff that people can find offensive or whatever with his platform, sometimes you do got to be careful with what you put out there, so to speak. Now, if he's the type, the way he comes off is just like, yo, this is what I believe in. It is what it is. Then, I respect that or whatever. So, and last I heard, like he wasn't gonna do those things that the Nets asked him to do. He was just gonna retire and keep it moving. So I'm like, yo, I respect that. That's a person that stands his ground. So, but I get what you're saying, Tiff. Vic said, hate is telling our people, oh, that happened a long time ago when we speak about our people suffering and the true Holocaust. Over 200 million blacks and indigenous in the Caribbeans were slaughtered.
Say it again, Vic.
Say it with your chest, brother. But we have to feel sorrow for. I'll leave that comment. I'll just post it up, and you do. People, the viewers, do what you want with it. We're not trying to get canceled. Who funds all them stupid rap videos of our men and women acting like savages? I will say this though. There, when you look at all like the top businesses and companies, Jewish people, like somebody in the Jewish community, do have like a foot in. I will say that. And Vic said, Black Sheepdog definitely said, hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you're in here, let your presence be known. Just say, hey, what's up? It helps with the algorithm. We appreciate it. And Vic also said, if Trump runs in 2024, all hell gonna break loose in America. I hope people have changed their views on the man. If not, the circus will be back. It definitely will. Definitely will. All right. So we're going to switch gears. But before we do, I want to play this clip that what Kanye was talking about when he mentioned the Shaquille O'Neal's, Charles Barkley, and all that stuff, how like they're controlling them. This was actually dope that this rapper did. I hope it don't get flagged on, Facebook, because
what's this headline that I see?
I hope it don't get flagged because we're being simultaneously streamed on Hold Up, Hear Me Out, No Matter of Opinion, and Facebook. So check out this rap. It's deep.
What's this headline that I see? LeBron doesn't stand with Kyrie. I believe what he did hurt a lot of people. Can't condone any kind of hate, which lead to this visual and ambiguous plan. LeBron holding the hand of this mysterious man at a Jewish wedding. So I researched that guy to find out he's an ex-con rabbi and this legit deceitful. Hard to stand with Kyrie when you're sitting with them people. Holding hands, secret meetings, just chill. Without saying much, this is real, dangerous. Can't ignore this vicious. I mean, you don't find that suspicious? Not one bit crazy, no? Okay, wait, there's more. Remember the slogan that Kev say? Say it with your chest. Well, look what LeBron chest say. Presume I'm saying. Symbolization of the Boo Foundation. Sigma Pi Phi, that was getting deep. Black secret society of elites. They taking us for a ride. We worrying about the playoffs, getting played off to the side. And if I'm wrong, help me understand this. Cause right now, I ain't got the answers. Can't sway away for 1 second. Nah, this is one of my favorite legends. Hope is a mistake. I ain't been as disappointed since finding out wrestling was fake. When we don't stick together, then this begin. Man, divide and conquer wins again.
That makes sense.
Yo, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. You still muted.
Vic said, damn, LeBron let me down. Shake my head. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, yo, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. I never knew that till I saw that. I was like, whoa, that's kind of. But again, don't take it for as it is. Research it. Do your own your search on it, and go from there. But the evidence was right there in your face. All right. So now we're gonna switch gears. A blind man who was arrested. Now, the way this story shakes down was you had a video captured. Well, body cam captured a man being arrested who was legally blind. So I'm paraphrasing here, but what happened was a cop stopped and saw this man. Something was protruding like out of his back pocket. The cop asked him what was it, and to identify himself, he told him it was his navigation stick. And once the cop saw it was a navigation stick, he pursued to ask for the man's ID. Florida is a state where you don't have to give your ID unless you're committing a crime or something suspicious. So the man knew his rights and said, I'm not showing you ID, yada, yada. A back and forth banter happens. So then the officer told him, hey, put your hands behind your back. You're being arrested. Basically taking you in for resisting arrest. Here's the clip of that viral video.
Hi there. Hey. What's this in your back pocket? I saw you walking it.
It's a navigational aid. What's the problem?
Let me ask you something. Did that even look like a gun?
I don't know.
To be honest, it looked like a nunchuck.
Yeah, it looked like a nunchuck, right? Look. That don't even look remotely like a gun.
Could be a makeshift gun. I mean,
But-
if I'm up, I'm not taking. Nope.
All right, let's continue.
What's this in your back pocket? I saw you walking it.
It's a navigational aid. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes,
I'm
sir.
good.
I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to
articulated
put you in
suspicion.
handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
And here's the thing: as soon as she asked him what it was, he told her what it was. Like, yo, there's a navigation stick. So let's continue.
What is your suspicion?
It looked like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't
have you
to.
ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir. I'm
Have a
doing my
good day.
job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
You don't.
Sir, what's she stop you for? For a walking stick.
So-
and it could look like a weapon. She asked you to present it, okay? Now she's asking me for ID. Okay. I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime, am committing a crime, or about to do a crime. Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID. Well, now she has verified that I am not armed. Okay. So there is no problem. Do you have your ID or not? I do have my ID, but you don't need it. Okay. Okay. All right, you deserve it.
77 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Where's your wallet?
Let me fast forward it. So they basically went through his wallet, grabbed all his, his identification and everything.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want your names and badge numbers.
1257 on Nick 65 Florida 27.
Yeah, 4427. Preferably
Hotel
your cards.
322 457 61 26. Green. All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's gonna be. I want your name and your badge number.
I put him in jail for resisting.
Okay. All right, let's go.
You heard that? He said, you know what? Put him in jail for resisting.
For somebody who was already handcuffed to standing still, that is bananas.
I want your name and badge number too, sir.
Have a seat.
You wanna pick my property up, please?
Oh, after you have a seat.
All right. So, the question I have is clear. Well, before I even get into the question, clearly, this is just to point out that this doesn't only happen to black folks. It happen to white folks too. It just goes unnoticed. So my question now to you, ladies and gentlemen, is: are cops out of pocket in our communities? Like, are cops a threat to our communities? Which one of you, ladies and gentlemen, would like to go first?
I'll start. Okay, so I do feel like when cops are power tripping, that is an issue for the community. Because I feel like you can't help, you can't aid, you can't do your job effectively when you are on a power trip. Do I feel like this person should have been arrested? No. Do I feel like his manner of talking could have been differently? Possibly. But I can't be mad at him answering the questions the way that he want to answer the questions. I can't be mad at you asking me if I have a weapon. I show you that I have a walking aid and you still arrest me. But I do have a problem with the officer that said he's resisting arrest. Where was he resisting arrest? He was already in handcuffs. He was standing still and he was quiet. She already had his identification and they were running his information through the system. So do I feel like cops that are not truthful is the issue with the community? I need you to state the facts correctly without any interpretations. Because the minute you interpret or the minute you state something incorrectly, this is where you are a hindrance to your community. You chose the type of job that you have. That means you should be doing it to the best of your ability. And at any point, if you feel like your mindset has changed for you to be able to do the best of your ability for your community, that means you need to let it go.
I agree. What's your take, June?
The thing is, to be truthful, I don't know what resisting arrest, like, I don't know what that entails. I don't know if me talking back to the officer, if in their books, if that is part of it. I don't know that.
Nope, it's not. It's not. You can say whatever you want. Strategic even said it many a times. If a cop has no reason to stop you or whatever the case may be, and you like, yo, go F yourself or something, they legally have that's not a crime.
I'm just saying, I would like to see it myself because I can hear somebody tell me that's okay, and then I do it, and I'm in a situation. I've been in so many situations with cops where they taken advantage of their power, and it's like I couldn't do anything. So I'm not feeling bad for him. I just understand that he's probably having a bad day, and they're wasting his time. I hate that because you can't do anything, and they're like, just sit there. We'll be with you. 30 minutes later, they're coming. So I get his frustration, but like, I'm not supposed to feel bad. Like, let's say he did have a gun, right? Let's say it was a gun he made at home that looked like that. Should they have just believed, oh, it's your walk-in thing and just, I see it, now you can go about your business? I don't think so. I think if they let him go and that was something he made at home that looked like that and he killed someone, who would that be on? Would it be on him or would it be on the officer who let him go without doing that? Their due diligence. So it's hard for me to see he's wrong because, yo, there's active shooters all over this place. Like, are we just gonna like, okay, yeah, he said it's not a gun. I believe you. No.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But
let me go. Go ahead, Jones.
Let me say I don't agree with him. Like, I don't know the rules for resisting arrest. Like I said, I heard what you said, but I don't know the rules. If he just made that up and that is what I just heard, I heard him say, just throw it on there. That's foul. That's dirty. That's extremely dirty.
See, here's what's wrong with what you said.
Mhm.
I understand you're saying, hey, if he had a makeshift gun, they're not supposed to believe him. That's not what happened here, because they didn't believe him. They checked him. They believed like they had reasonable suspicion to grab his license and stuff, and detain him. So they detained him. He wasn't resisting. He wasn't fighting or anything like that. They put him in cuffs or whatever, so he doesn't resist. So they did their diligence. I'm not mad at that. The problem is when these officers, just because the way he's speaking to them, they use excessive force because they got their panties in a bunch and now want to throw fictitious charges on them just to, throw them in the back of the police car. So I agree with what you're saying. Hey, they stopped them and they didn't believe them. That's exactly what they did. But now, because of how he's talking to you, you're in your feelings. So now you want to put fictitious charges on them. You're just as bad as the criminal at that point because you're breaking the law.
I can't say you're just as bad. I hear what you're saying, but he's just as bad.
The reason why I say you're just as bad is because if you're willing to break the law or bend the law for something small, that tells me if it's something big, you're even more than willing to break the law.
Yeah, but
something as trivial as that, you're willing to break the law because of your emotions.
Yes, granted, but let me just tell you this: since I'm not in that officer's shoes, all I'm saying is, if you're making my deputy, because I think he was a supervisor, if you're making my deputy's job harder, I'm not saying I'm going to make things up, but you're making it harder for her to do her job, and now she may be deterred next time she sees someone who has a gun, and it's like, you know what? I don't even want to get into an argument today. You know what? I'm just gonna, and it's like, why are you making it difficult? That's what people tell me when I'm watching certain shootings, and I'm like, yo, they're wilding. They're like, yeah, but why? This always the thing they say. Why didn't he just speak properly? Why didn't he just? And it's like, yo, he still got killed. Like, I don't care about. And it's like, that makes sense now. I can see that. This guy was just probably not feeling it. And it's like, I'm supposed to let you go. Like, even after I see it's not late, let me see your license so I can make sure I document this. I don't know if you're a crazy man. You look crazy out here.
See, the problem with that is, let me chime in real quick, Erica, and then you can go in. The problem with that is, if you have a cop who is basically has a happy trigger finger and looking to do people dirty, they're not going to deter when they see somebody who looks suspicious to have a gun. Those are the people that they want to go after so they can have a reason to.
Yeah, but what does that?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what do you mean by that?
What you said?
What do you mean by that?
Because you said, oh, that might make the person disappear. That's number one. That's point number one. Point number two, that doesn't matter. That's your job. Your job. Once you became a police officer, your job, regardless if somebody's gonna mouth or whatever the case, you signed up for.
Yes, I agree that's wrong, but it's also to use my discretion. I hear what you're saying. I'm telling you what I've been told on the same situations. He used his discretion. This guy gave him a hard time. He said, that's wrong. That's wrong. You can't just make up the rules as you go. But from what I noticed, that's what officers are allowed to do. You make up the rules as you go. That wasn't excessive force to me. Like, I've experienced excessive force. So I look at that, I'm like, I can empathize with you, but I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry.
I can give a rebuttal, but go ahead, Erica.
Well, what I was gonna say is, you got to think about it. That's, to me, was not excessive force, but that was abuse of power.
Yes, it was.
It's abuse of power when you add trumped up charges. It is abuse of power when the person clearly did not move. Clearly, you had an attitude. Yes, you went to bat for your deputy or whatever you were doing, but guess what? At the end of the day, you were wrong. You arrested somebody off of a suspicion. He goes down, he gets let out. The flip side is the cops itself are being held accountable at this point. Because yes, they actually did break the statute for Florida when they arrested him. Because I looked up the story while y'all was talking. But
suspended, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Weren't they suspended?
Correct.
Yeah.
So
and he's gonna get a fat lawsuit too.
And he's probably gonna have a lawsuit on top of that, because yes, when you have to think about it, this person is handicapped. It doesn't tell you when you have your walking age, you have to have it out or you cannot have it in your pocket. It doesn't matter. The minute you did your preliminary investigation and saw that it was a walking aid, you ran his information. After that, you were supposed to cut him loose. You
So y'all
did.
saying the arrest? Okay, y'all saying the arrest is wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, after, like, while they were detaining him with the cuffs on, I'm okay with that. You run the information and you're great. The minute he said, "Go book him," you know, at that point,
Yeah,
that's when
that
he was
arrest
wrong.
was wrong because when she said, "See, was that so hard?"
She didn't.
That was the cue. That was the cue to let him go after they ran everything and saw he was good. He had no warrants. Her boss is the one who was like, book him for resisting. So she was good. Her boss is the one that was the a-hole, so to speak, the one that, you know, did the wrong.
Okay, yeah.
And she went along with it and threw him in the back of the car. That's wrong.
She's wrong too. For that.
She is.
Yeah, she's
currently
wrong
wrong
because
too,
she's wrong with because she was basically the get along gang.
Yeah.
But you guys have to think about it now with the way some of these police departments are. If you see something, you say something. She didn't say anything. So because you didn't say anything, that will constitute.
This is why I gotta kind of rethink my concept when I say there's a few bad apples in policing. It's a few good apples in policing. Because think about it. When you look at policing, right? Why do so many cops who want to report the bad don't do it? Because they know they'll be ostracized. They'll be treated badly. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the culture of bad policing is permeating through the police system. Because if that was the case, why do you see so many cops who do all these crazy things and then they get promotions, and the cops that report this, they get fired or they get treated differently? So that tells me that there's bad culture in policing. You get what I'm saying? Because think about it. If the culture was good, people would be scared to do things because they know the blowback that come with it. So that's something that I had to, reflect on. With there's a few good apples in policing as opposed to there's a few bad apples. That's all I had a
wait. Just real quick,
on
you don't think if there were more bad cops that it would be more people dying?
No.
No.
And the reason that I'm gonna say no is because it's more publicized and people are videotaping more, and cameras are readily available. No, people are. You got to think about when you go through an investigation as a cop. Once you utilize your firearm, they're justifying everything. They're trying to give you have to go through all of that to see if they're even going to give you your gun back. So no, I don't think that they're going to continue to try to do it.
Nowadays, that's true, but
yes, back in the day, I think people were being killed like hotcakes.
Like hotcakes?
Yeah, I think people are being murdered, and like nobody could contest it.
And I didn't get killed there. That's surprising. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, so that's where I stand on that.
It also
like
depends
Vic,
on
like
where
Vic
you're at.
said, man. Thank God for cameras. Yeah, where you're at too also matters. Where you're at also matters. All right. So this next topic is going to be speaking about a fellow YouTuber by the name of Steven Crowder, who basically made what I feel was a heartless comment that basically mocked the death of Trayvon Martin. This took place on November 9th during the what was that called? The
Senate race.
Voting? Yeah, the Senate race. That was in Pennsylvania. And the Democratic Senate candidate, who's the Senate-elect, is John Fetterman. And he was speaking with his family at a party in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, while he was, up there giving his speech, Steve Crowder was basically doing a reaction to it. And the comment that he made was very disrespectful to the Trayvon Martin family. And I believe a lot of people in the Black community could find what he said very offensive. So let me play this clip for you.
In your size triple XL satin basketball shorts. They are a hoodie.
Now, one thing I want to point out, that podium, the whole family is wearing hoodies. So that's why he said, you know, the oversized hoodie or whatever.
Family. Yes, they are. Where's Zimmerman when you need him?
For the future of every community all across Pennsylvania.
That's a U-turn.
I feel like.
So for those who didn't get what he said, the family was up on the podium wearing hoodies, and he spoke about the fact that they're wearing hoodies, and then said, where's Zimmerman where you need him? Now, one thing to point out, he is a Republican, and we all know there's a divide between Republicans and Democrats. But for you to, I'll let you guys speak on it, but for me, for you to actually say something like that just because you don't agree with a particular party, to me, that's egregious. That's very egregious. And it seems like too many times people have no problems taking slight jabs at the black community, especially for those who were killed. So, what do you guys take on this? Who wants to go first? Don't be bashful now.
Look, it's hard. It's hard because I feel like people get canceled for less. I feel like that YouTuber was wrong for that comment in so many ways. But on the flip side is, how am I going to tell somebody they're wrong for their comment? That is his opinion of what was going on. But I do feel like you can't bring up a situation about somebody else to make your point. Especially when, you know, the jabs are not being, you know, listened to the person that you're throwing the jabs at. So it's like, okay, you said it, you're on YouTube. That means everybody that's listening to your platform hears it. That means, what if somebody screen grabbed it and posted it? Now everybody else is going to hear your message. You didn't say anything else about it, but you could hear the person in the background whisper, hey, that's about to be a strike. Like, those are things that people have to be mindful about when they make comments. It's one thing if you're giving your commentary about this race. It's something completely different when you go off script on a topic and then you throw out words that could potentially hurt somebody. On the flip side is, you like, yes, this is something that happened almost 10 years. You know, it's been a while. It's been almost 10 years. But if you don't have somebody who knows what you're making the comment about or the statement about, they're going to just brush it off like, oh, okay, whatever. But if you're somebody who knew about what happened in the situation, you know, that's hurtful. That's hurtful for that person's family to have to hear this comment if somebody chooses to send it over to them. The flip side too is, it's like, okay, so what are you insinuating? Do you want this person that just got elected hurt? That is hard too. It's like, you can't be mad that your opponent lost, and then you want to make the other person feel the madness that you're feeling. Like, no, that's not okay either. What if somebody actually took what you said and ran off with it, and this person is injured today? Words matter, and people don't always realize that words matter. But
well said.
That's how I
well said.
feel about it.
Well said. Go ahead, June.
That's competition, though. With competition, I just feel like you should be allowed. Like, he's a YouTuber, right? He's going to try to say something to excite some type of feeling out of us. Like, he's going to try to do it. And yes, it's terrible, but his audience is not us. The people that will be offended is not the audience he's searching for. So I should be allowed to say what I want. So I'm not going to try to censor somebody else. I want to be able to say whatever I want. I would love YouTube to let me say whatever I want, not to hurt people, just to be able to say what I want without fear of, oh, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. It's just my feelings. Like, let me express it. So if that's how he feels, that's his business. We should just, like, his family, they should be ostracized too, where people are like, I'm not really going to chill with you like that because you're bringing a negative energy to me. So I think people should like listen to him, but he should be allowed to say whatever he wants. Like, why not? Like, how are we going to say you can say that, you can't say this, you can say that, you can say that, but you can't say this? Like, how does that work? Like, who's going to choose what can be said and what can't be said? Who's going to choose that?
The problem is nobody is choosing, but when you see things are handled differently, so to speak, between because here's the thing. Even if he was held accountable or whatever, right? It seems like in a case like that, it's more so all he got to do is just say, hey, I'm sorry, and that's the end of it. End of the situation, whatever, right? I remember PewDiePie when he was on his live stream and he wound up saying the N-word or whatever, which is offensive. He wound up apologizing. Your man got his endorsements, everything back or whatever. Whole 9 yards.
What's the point of that?
The point I'm trying to make is...
But him. What was the point of...
Huh?
Like, not you. What was his point, I'm saying?
Of saying the N-word?
Like, then he apologized and then they gave it right back to him. What was...
Not gave it back to him, but he eventually got, like, he's still like the #1 biggest, like one of the top YouTubers, and he got energy drinks, all this stuff, whatever. Like, he still does his thing, so to speak. The point I'm trying to make is you have a case like Kyrie Irving who just sent out a tweet, and he has to do all these steps in order to get reinstated, so to speak. Now, I understand it's a whole different, but the point is, it's like, when you offend or say something that's disrespectful to the black community, you're right. You're able to say whatever you want to say. But whenever you say something that's offensive or disrespectful to the black community, or even the white community, it's fine.
Yeah.
But the minute you say something, but the minute a black person says something that's offensive, oh, you got to go through sensitivity training and all of this stuff. Like, it's so much steps. Huh?
When a black person say it to who?
When a black person say something that's offensive or disrespectful.
To certain groups. And the reason I'm going to say this is certain groups. And it's only the groups that have alliances that speak up on their behalf. Because you have to think about it. There's only 2 major groups right now, and they have major backing because of it. So until everybody else,
that's not necessarily true. Because look at it like this. Look at what was the kicker's name? Jay Feely on the New York Giants. He had a history of abusing his wife. The Giants basically did everything to cover it up and still had this man playing in the NFL. It wasn't until it got wind in the media, that's when they eventually let him go. But meanwhile, you have a person like Rice, who had an altercation with his wife on the elevator or whatever, or even other players who have domestic violence. Huh?
But that's the thing, though.
There was no... All right, put it like this.
It has to be video.
Put it like this. Put it like this. Zeke Elliott.
Okay.
It clearly says the woman was lying. All the reports say the woman was lying. He still basically was suspended.
But he had a video of him pulling a woman's
that had nothing to do with the case at hand.
But you lose credibility right there. If you did something, you assaulted a woman on camera. It doesn't matter. Now, moving forward, I'm going to judge you off of that.
But here's the thing. Even with him doing that, right? I don't remember, but I don't remember what the exact details were, but I remember at the time they said, #1, that had nothing to do with the case. And as far as the woman herself wasn't looking to press charges or anything or whatever the case may be. The bottom line is, here you had this dude who was doing this for years and it was being covered up. But then you had this man who had factual evidence that was saying, yo, this did not happen. And consequences still came. So that's what I'm saying. Whenever a person in the black community commit a crime, they're under #1, they're under more of a microscope.
True.
#1. And #2, the consequences are always that much, that much more.
We could use
Yes.
Ryan. What is it? Ryan Cooper, whatever his name is, from the Philadelphia Eagles, the wide receiver, who was
Yeah.
that thing?
Yeah. Nothing happened.
They
Nothing happened.
but we always backed them up. Like Michael Vick and them was backing him up, like let him play and that. That's part of the problem also.
I can't blame Michael Vick because Michael Vick just came back from Road of Redemption for the dogfighting. So he's one of the people. If he doesn't believe in second chances, it's like, then what are you doing in the NFL?
But he didn't have to.
So that's
He didn't have to speak up.
It's easy for you. It's easy for you to say that.
It was an option. Speak up or don't speak up. They're not going to be like, how come you didn't speak up? He didn't have to speak up.
You don't think they was going to be like, how come you didn't speak up?
Wow.
Oh my gosh! Especially after they didn't even want him in Philadelphia.
Yeah, granted. But
if he didn't speak up, and they would have been like, "Yo, you're getting a second chance for the scandal that you pulled," and like, what is your opinion? Yo,
Think about it. They're always going to choose people that will resonate to others. They're looking for the bigger name. There were
wounded horse.
I'm about to say, you either looking for the bigger name to smooth everything over, or you're looking for the person that is on the road to redemption or has had the road to redemption, because they'll look at it in a different point of view.
I would have said he needs to pay too. I paid my time. He got to pay his time. I'm sorry. I feel like Michael Vick paid his time. That dude should have paid his time too. I'm not going to endorse him just because I'm on my road to what? No, he needs to pay too. He got to go to prison too. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't know how hard it was for Michael Vick to number one get back into the NFL, and then the money that he also owed and everything like that. Yeah, like I said, it's easy for you to say it because you're not in his shoes.
Yeah, but I'm saying me, who I am, that's how I make my decisions. I'm not saying my decisions got me to the NFL or anything, but I'm consistent with my decisions. I would not have because I'm feeling bad for myself, let me say, oh, I feel bad for him, give him a second chance. I don't work like that. It don't matter if I had $100 million in my pocket. I don't work like that. I would have said he deserves to pay for that. He does. That's how I feel.
How can you say that if you never had $100 million in your pocket, though? It's easy to say.
No matter what, money wouldn't change me. That's what I'm trying to say. You wouldn't know him.
I understand money wouldn't change. I say the same thing. But how do I honestly know that if I never had $100 million? It's very easy to say it, man.
Money won't move me like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Money doesn't move me like that for it to change my character. Like my character costs way more than what's being said here.
But you also have to, but you also got to look at it this way too. You don't know what other strings was being pulled behind his back either.
Who, Michael Vick?
Think about it. Just in general, when you're somebody on that platform, somebody could have tapped you on your shoulder to be like, yo, this is the decision of what we're doing. So it could have been a conversation in the background that said, yo, this is what you gotta do.
Yes, but Dave Chappelle got that same thing, and what did he do? He said, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna do it. There are some people, their character mean more than money. I just know money couldn't change me. If not, I could have been trying OnlyFans. Let's see if I could get money. No, it's not going to change me like that. Absolutely.
You still should try OnlyFans though.
Oh, that's crazy.
For the person who always trying to send somebody to OnlyFans. So.
Look, I don't knock women and couples and stuff that do OnlyFans. I'm all for it. People may have different ideas about it, but I'm all for it. Yo, if two people are broke, down and out, about to lose their house, what do you got to lose?
I can't judge another person.
I'm just saying. You even got to show the face. You just show the hip down and thrusting. That's it. That's all people want to see.
I can't with you.
All right. So let us switch gears. So two women who are plus size models were going out with their friends to a club, and I don't want to say they felt very disrespectful, and they felt like they were being judged because they were plus size models. So they took to social media and spoke their mind on what happened. And this is what these two women had to say. Let's hear it.
Hi guys, so we're feeling absolutely sick to our stomachs about what happened last night, so we are here to share with you what happened.
I got invited to Highlight Room last night for my friend's birthday. It was a group of like 15 girls. I was definitely the biggest in the group, waiting in line to meet up with the promoter. I ran into Ella. It was like amazing. We're gonna have so much fun up there. So the promoter starts letting in the whole group of girls, and right when it gets to me at the front, the bouncer puts the rope in front, looks me up and down and says, "Yeah, not tonight." I wanted to make sure he wasn't confused and he knew that I was a part of the group that he was letting in. So I let him know, and he looked me up and down one more time and said, "Yeah, not tonight." And at that point, it was extremely apparent what was going on and that I was being discriminated against because of the size of my body.
So then I'm confused. I'm like, what's going on? Let me talk to him. So we switch spots. I go to the front. I'm like, hi, sir. It's just us four. Like, what's going on? Like, super calm. And he's like, looked at me up and down. I was like, not tonight. And I was like, what do you mean not tonight? I'm so confused. Like, I was just here for dinner before. Like, wait, what are you talking about? Wouldn't give us an answer. We didn't know why. And to be honest with you, we're tired of playing safe, and we're tired of just letting this happen and not speaking up about it. This has personally happened to me 3 other times. I know this has happened to her before, and a lot of our Curve friends as well, and it is not okay. And we're not doing this because we're complaining we can't get into Highlight Room. We don't care. It's for that girl or that person that's bigger who does not have a voice and doesn't have a following and doesn't have the connects or model friends or is a model or like, we understand we're privileged, but that's not to say that this is okay.
It was so dehumanizing. It was like we were literally getting looked through. People were watching and seeing what was going on. No one was helping. These people were looking at us like we were scum of the earth. Literally scum. Nobody cared. And again, we have so much privilege, and we need to come on here and make it known that this shit is not okay anymore at all.
Just because you might be a little bit thicker, you can't enjoy a night out with friends, and like, give me a fucking break.
You got me so fucked up.
The security guard was there, did not help, and he was a bigger guy, and I looked at him and I said, hey, you're seeing what's going on. You're a bigger guy. You know exactly what's going on here. Are you not going to speak up for us on our behalf? Are you not going to vouch for us? You know what's going on. And he was like, oh, well, it's not really my place. No, it is. That's your coworker.
Fuck a social standard. Who cares? Stand up for what's right.
Like, speak up when you see that something is wrong. We are clearly getting discriminated against. It's very evident. They're letting girls in front, behind, back, side, guys come in. Everyone that is way thinner than us. And they literally looked at us up and down and said, not tonight. On a Wednesday night, mind you. I'm tired of staying quiet. This needs to be talked about.
If you've experienced any type of discrimination like this, you know exactly how horrible and disgusting it feels, and we are no longer letting this fly anymore. We're holding these people accountable.
So Highlight Room and any other club or place that discriminates people and fat shames them, please do better.
All right. So, who wants to... June, I'll let you go first. I'll let you go first on this, brother.
All right. First, I apologize for the cuss words, but I'll get into with the plus size women. The way I feel like it's a business. Like the club is a business. You're not gonna let a man in they know have no money. Like if his money's low, you're not gonna let him in. It's literally a business. That's what it's about. It's the club promoters are trying to get the most money. What I notice is guys, their type of women will be the type of women they think all the guys are gonna like, oh, you backed her, oh my God, like they're gonna get credit for. So no offense to any plus size woman, but it's a business. If they feel like, the guys with the money won't come in here, they're not gonna come in here for you. I'm not gonna let you in. I'm gonna allow somebody else in who's gonna make me money. I know that sounds wrong, but it's a business. Like that's not a business for that person. I can't go everywhere. Like there's certain places where I can't get service. So it's like, that's not for you. Like, just like I think the black people trying to be like in Disney World, they're being mistreated. They go to blah, 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 they're being mistreated. Stop trying to chase people. Go to your own stuff. I know that sounds offensive. And Erica, you'll let me know. It may sound offensive, right? But it's a business. That's literally how it is. If you don't have money to buy, there's one time we had to buy the VIP section. Why? Because they wouldn't let us in because we weren't unless we were spending money. So that's the only way we got it was because they knew we were purchasing that. Other than that, nah, we're staying behind that line with everybody else, with the big people, the cheap people, the blah, blah, blah. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a rebuttal real fast though. It was a party of 15 people. Therefore, if it was a party of 15 people, it didn't matter who showed up. They had 15 people that you should have let in. You don't let in half the party when they're already there. It's one thing if they were standing by themselves and it's like, oh yeah, that girl all the way down here too. No, they was all right there together. I mean, you should have let them all in there together. Or guess what? Them 15 should have got up and left. But guess what? It doesn't happen if you're not the type of if you're the stereotypical person that's going to those establishments, you don't see this happening. And guess what? They waited to let the other ones in for you to single them out. So yes, that is a problem. Does it happen all the time? Of course. But if we're a party of 12, 15, 35, you're supposed to let everybody in that party in. I don't care if they don't have the aesthetic that you want. Because guess what? They came there for somebody's birthday, somebody's celebration, somebody's something. There was a reason that they got up and went over there. And even in this day and age, guess what? Money still spent. You don't think you letting them in, they ain't gonna order the food off the menu, they ain't ordering drinks, they ain't doing something. So you're gonna recoup your money anyway.
See, to me, that speaks of disservice of the party that they went with. The party's the one who should have been like, yo, if you don't let them in, we all ain't going in. That's not on the club.
But that's not but think about it. That's not even a club issue. That's the person letting you into the club. Because I guarantee if you ask the owner if they knew what was going on, they're probably going to say no.
That's understandable.
They're looking at the business aspect.
But that's still on the party. The party, if they saw the friends couldn't get in, they should have stand firm and said, well, if she can't get in, we're all not going in. They did them a disservice because all in this video, where was your party? So you mean to tell me your party just went in the club and was like, bye, left them outside?
That's how the club is.
That's how it happens sometimes. Think about it. Think about it if it's my, think about, in general with party promoting. If I'm having 15 or more people, that meant I had to buy a section. I had to buy a few bottles. And the way things are going now, you don't buy that stuff on site. You're doing this stuff in advance so that the club is prepared to have the items that you want there. So if the money's already spent, you think I'm going to walk out? No.
You just made my point because I would have stand firm ground and been like, I paid for this. You didn't let us in. You better give me a refund or I'm going to see you in court. A lawsuit.
I agree.
To me, that's on the party. They did a disservice. They just left them out. They could have in a couple of years owned that club with the amount of money that club was going to have to pay them.
Yeah,
so that's a disservice to them. I can't put that on, the club because they have certain standards or whatever the case may be, and that's that. And for me, I personally don't feel sorry for them because that's just the life that's just how it is. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea in life. Men go through it all the time where it's like, yo, you're too short or you're husky. That's not my type. You're broke, stuff like that. That's just reality of the situation.
Correct, but is this a reality of people getting into a club? And I think that's the issue. It's, yes, you're supposed to be a top LA club. I get that. But if you on a I can see if you're doing this maybe on a weekend or maybe a popular day, but a Wednesday is not that popular.
Let me ask you this. Well, not let me ask you this, but I want to know if the issue was that they had to pay to get in or they couldn't get in free or something like that. That's what I want to know.
No, I think it was on the strength of the bouncer looked and said, no, you can't get in.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even give me the opportunity to pay or not pay. You basically put the rope, and if you're putting a rope, it was probably either to get into maybe the VIP section of this particular place.
Yeah.
Don't that happen to guys? That happened to guys too, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
See,
that's just
for money though. It happened to guys because of money. Like if you're not buying bottles, you're not getting in.
But women, I've known clubs where certain women couldn't get in.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Because certain establishments, it's like, yo, this is the demographic that we keep in here, and so yeah.
See, but that's the thing, though. Yeah, a club is a club, but it's like, wouldn't you want people that's going to spend money? So you don't think don't think by discriminating against people, either it be a guy or a girl, that's not money that your club just lost?
But Erica, the guys, I'm telling you, guys are very shallow. They're not spending the money on them. They're spending it on the girls that look fake with the BBLs and this and that. They're not spending it on them. And those bouncers know that. They're told to bring in money. That they're essentially money. The women spending money on all of those things. They're bringing in money into the clubs, and the guys are trying to like you're my trophy wife now, or you're when I'm going to a Christmas party, I want you on my. So to be truthful, the guys, honestly, they're even if they like bigger women, they may not gravitate there because guys may like, oh, you're with the big girl. Now they feel the type of way, even though they like the big girl. And it's like that's how guys are. So they're trying to let in what they want you to like.
No, I guess the business mind of me is like I want the money, not I guess I want to discriminate at the door. So I guess that's the issue. But I also have to think about it. I'm talking based off of a person who's not really on that kind of scene. So to me, it's mind-boggling that you're just not letting people in. But then again, if you got a line around the corner, you got the line around the corner because it makes it the impression of, hey, this is the hot spot. So now it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna stand in this line, you gonna stand here. So you might be right.
You gotta think it like this. Club is used to a certain demographic of women, and they allow these two women in. Even though you might have some who like big women, that's a niche. That's a niche of those people that like. So they look at it as you're gonna upset more of our clients than make more of them happy.
Wait, you shouldn't say that.
They don't know that. No, but I'm saying, no. What I'm saying is, like, I may be wording wrong, but it's like, because think about it. If you're a person who don't like you're homophobic, right? And you go to a club or a bar every weekend, whatever, right? And then you see a LBG, so that disrespect for an ignorant person is gonna be like, oh, they're letting them people in that. You get what I'm saying? So you may get people who may think that way. As ignorant as it is, you may get people that literally think like that. And it's gonna hurt the bottom line, so to speak. Am I explaining it in a better fashion?
I got what you said, but
you're saying it's wrong, and it is wrong.
It's still wrong.
I said that's what I'm saying. It is wrong, but that's how they look at it. That's how I'm perceiving they're looking at it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's
what,
how I think they're perceiving it.
And guess what? Because they got a platform, and this stuff is getting out there. You don't think they bottom line about to start getting hit?
I don't think so.
Yeah. And you know, it's the crazy thing too. Yo, the big women in the club, they be getting down, yo. Like, they be cutting up a mean rug. You feel me?
And yo, they will come up to you easier than anyone else because I'm like,
exactly. You feel me? So, but yeah, like, I don't feel sorry for them, so to speak, because okay, I can sympathize for them, but I don't feel sorry for them. That's what I can say. What about you guys? Do y'all feel sorry, sympathize? Like, what's final word?
Okay, I sympathize. Why? Because I could potentially be that person getting turned away if I was on that scene. That could have been me. So I feel like it was wrong, and I could sympathize with them.
And what about you, June?
I mean, from what I have to change my opinion, because if I was going in there and it's like, no black people in here because you may upset the demographic, I don't like that. So I changed my opinion. I don't like it. I have to put myself in the shoes. Yes, it's a business. Black people, you know, if I'm dressed with Timbs and I still will feel away, and I wouldn't like it. But it's a business. I kind of would still get that though.
So here's my question to you: do you blame the venue or the club? Let's just say, with your analogy, let's just say it was 15 of y'all. It was me and you and 13 friends, and they said no black people. Would you be mad at the friends for going inside with leaving us outside, or would you be mad at the venue?
I'm mad at both. I'm mad at all. Everybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I jumped in on it.
No, but you can only pick one. Which one would you be more mad at?
It's
Look, y'all gonna
the
be
moment.
mad.
In the moment, I'd be mad at the venue because I'd feel a type of way. But when I put thought into what happened, I'd feel like, oh, they didn't have my back. That's how I'd feel.
Nah, I'm telling you, from the rip, I'd be mad at my friends. I'd be mad at them. I'm sorry. Then afterwards, it would go to the venue, but I'd be mad at them. But
Okay, but you
all
gotta
right.
think about
Go.
those kind of friends. You don't know, like, to the extent, because they didn't say, "Hey, this is my best friend." She said these are model friends. So if they were
that's
model
true.
friends, these are your
But
coworkers.
still,
So you can't
but
be
still,
mad at your
Oh, it's funny to
coworkers.
get dressed up, especially if you're a woman. Like they spend, nah, they're not gonna all leave. They may have spent an
I was about
hour.
to say they're not leaving, and that's exactly why. So I'm mad at the venue for not letting the whole party in. One, two, on the back end, I'd look at homegirl and be like, "Yo, did you talk to them? No, they still wasn't gonna let me in. Okay, you ain't gotta invite me no more."
that'd be funny.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if homegirl was like, "Yeah, I'll text you tomorrow. Bye."
Oh.
All right, so let's switch gears here. This next topic, okay. So there isn't much context behind this, but I want to play this video because there's another series of videos that I want to like make a point here. So the point that I want to make is people should ask questions first and react last, because there can be some serious consequences and you don't realize what those consequences are until afterwards. So ladies and gentlemen, let me present Exhibit A. So here we go.
His butt sent to jail. He think he want to be asleep. Yeah, he could be mad than a bitch. Watch this, y'all.
Wait, let me fast forward. Let me rewind it.
His butt sent to
Okay.
jail. He think he want to be asleep. Yeah, he gonna be mad than a bitch. Watch this, y'all. Be mad. Feet stink. Feet.
Now that's his ankle monitor. Apparently the man's on house arrest or something to that nature. Let's continue.
Yeah, buddy, your time is up. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm really tired of you.
So apparently she went through his phone, saw text messages or whatever, waited till he fell asleep, and cut the man's ankle bracelet. What? Here's my thing. By the way the man was looking on the bed, to me, I feel because of her actions, she don't know what this man was capable of doing. Because he could look at it as, yo, I'm about to go back to jail. I got nothing to lose. What's to stop me from doing whatever? That's a dangerous game that this woman played. Now, I didn't hear about anything happening afterwards or whatever, but that is a very dangerous game to pin somebody in a corner like that. Because looking at the way he was sitting on the end of the bed, it's like he was thinking like, yo, like you didn't know what to expect his next move was. Like you honestly don't know. But what is your guys' take on this matter?
They're toxic. They shouldn't be together. I think somebody's gonna, like, if that's a real relationship, somebody's going to end up killing somebody. And I feel like I hope they don't have kids in there, because if they have kids, y'all know it's a wrap.
I think I heard a kid in the background.
Okay, so it's over for them, right? Now, if he knew who he got with, that shouldn't be a shock to him that she cut it, because you're not going to do something where you lose your life out of nowhere. You just like, I'm just gonna do this, even though he may kill me, because he may go back to prison. So I feel like he knew who he had, and he's like, "Dag, she really did it. Well, I knew one day she would do it." And it's like, I think they shouldn't be together. I'm scared they're going to kill each other. And if this is real, we're going to hear about it. That's how I feel. I just think they're toxic, too toxic. They shouldn't be together.
I was thinking something similar. And the reason for that is it's like, at what point enough is enough? Like, people keep forgetting that a relationship is something that you choose to be in. Mm-hmm. So you chose to be in that circumstance with this person. You also have the option to leave. So one way or the other, you had the option to leave. You had the option to call his whoever's monitoring that monitor and say, look, he no longer has a place to stay. You come get him and find him new housing. So you could have did other options. You did not have to cut this man's ankle bracelet. You were toxic to the 8th degree. Like, you knew.
Maybe we froze. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if it froze. If it froze or if I'm talking over them, I would want to apologize. We're just having technical difficulties, and we thank y'all for joining in. I may be talking over them, but anyway, hold up. How y'all feeling out there? I'm taking over. I really do hope I'm not speaking over y'all, but if I am, just message me, let me know. But we do appreciate y'all spending y'all Saturday evening with us. That means so much. We took family pictures today, which was pretty cool. We have an 18-month-old, and the wife is pregnant. So I haven't had time to really make videos. But we did this impromptu live just because, we kind of miss talking to y'all. And, it sucks that their connection terrible. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it because we wanted to show y'all other videos. And what I'll say is, am I able to even end this? Thank you for joining us, and I hope y'all have an amazing weekend. Oh, look out for a video I'm going to be releasing. It's with BBLs, right? Let me share the screen. I'm going to pull it up. Let's see. This will be, let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Go back to this. This will be the video, okay? Let's see. Windows. Look out for this video. Brazilian butt lift without surgery. 3 months your booty will look just safe. If you're consistent, of course. So look out for that video. It's going to give you a lot of information, but it's also towards entertainment. But it's mainly to decide if you want to go to surgery booty or if you want to take it the healthy route. But what I'm going to do is I will log us off, and I just hope y'all have a great weekend, and I hope y'all evening ends right. Go have sex with your husband, go have sex with your wife, and make sure y'all get it. But we'll holler at y'all. Y'all have a great evening, y'all.